our biggest challenge, which will may be of interest to some of your listeners, was in 2008 when the economy crashed. Literally within 2 months, after having all this fast growth, within 2 months, our business was cut in half. And not because of anything we did, but the economy crashed, and most of these gyms that we were selling to, gyms, trainers, health clubs, they went out of business because the economy just crashed. So for me, that was one of the biggest challenges. And on the tail of that, we could see that that was the beginning of all the Fitbits and all the digital tracking devices. And we were selling physical products. So I could see that our physical products were going to probably wind down and that we needed to learn how to do digital products. So I literally went back to school and learned how to code and learned how to do WordPress and learned how to code websites. And I still do quite a bit of coding today myself. And I really enjoy it. I found out, wow, this is really kind of interesting. And now, again, like I mentioned with AI, it's evolving even further.
Okay. What kind of products were you predominantly selling?
In the beginning, tracking journals, where on one side of the page, it would have your exercise program, on the other side what you were eating. And then we also got into supplements. We had an agreement with a boutique supplement manufacturer, and we created very high-end type supplements because people who don't work out can take one a day and they'll be fine because their metabolic requirements are not that high. But for people who work out, their metabolic requirements are much higher. And so we knew that if we were going to do a supplement line, we needed to have a real high-end line. So we had supplements. We also developed a menu planning software, which was very old. In fact, it would be considered legacy today. But we were one of the first to have actual nutrition software. And again, if you were a trainer, we would put your logo on the software, and then you could work with your clients. And this is we actually developed it in 1995. And you had to install it in your computer with disk drives and all of that. So those are the types of products we were selling back then.
So, you said you experienced a period of rapid growth, which had some challenges. Maybe talk about that. And then again, this changeover from, physical products to more digital ones.
Yeah.
What were some of the challenges there? But again, let's start with the rapid growth phase.
Well, the rapid growth phase this is kind of an interesting story. Again, this is pre-internet, pre-Facebook and all of that. So we used to do seminars, 3 seminars a week. We'd go out with our Kodak slide projector. And if we could do a seminar we'd mostly try to get into companies, and we would try to also get into apartment complexes, anywhere, church groups, municipalities, and we would stand up and give a seminar on the benefits of eating right and exercising and changing some behavioral patterns. And then we would try to sign them up to our facility or to our office. We would generally have 30 to 40 to 50 clients that we were working with. And then when at one point we gave a seminar, and one of the people was an human resource director for a big company in Orange County, California called Beckman Medical Instruments. They had 3,000 employees. They signed us up. So we all of a sudden we went from having about 50 clients to 800. So it just, all of a sudden I had to hire a whole bunch of people. And that's before we even had morphed. That's when we were still doing the consulting. And then when we morphed into doing more of the products, the challenges were just being able to produce private label products that quickly, and also doing it at a micro level, because people only wanted to order maybe 10, 15, let's say like our daily journal. They only wanted 10 or 15 of them. So one of the things we had to learn about was how to publish in big quantities and then private label it for individuals who only wanted maybe 10 of those particular products. So to make a long story short, we printed overseas, and we would, like for our daily journals, we would print 50,000 of them, keep them in a warehouse, and we'd print them overseas, bring them into Long Beach, California, keep them in a warehouse. And then we would print ourselves individual covers. So let's say, Richard, you were a personal trainer and it was Richard's personal training service. We would print 10 of your covers, and then we would have those pre-printed journals all ready to go. And we would bind your covers onto those journals and send them off to you. And it was labor intensive. And so that was one of the challenges, was the labor intensity. But I just hiring people to do it by buying more machines and hiring more people.